everyone, it's Sunday, and you know what that means? It's now time for your bold review dito sa, ewan ko, bold rip dito sa ating channel si Harriet. Maybe Sundays with Viva Max, siguro. I don't know. Yeah. So now I have watched the R18 version of Celestina, the Burlesque Dancer in cinemas. Sa Fisher Mall ako nanood sa Quezon Avenue. It was a last full show. Nag-start siya around 9:50 p.m. It's a 2-hour movie. So what is Celestina, the Burlesque Dancer? It is ito yung second VMX movie na pinalabas sa sine. First of which, it was Unang Tikim, starring Angelica and Rob Ginto. Ito naman, Christine Bermas and Yen Dorano. Si Yen Dorano ang lead dito. She is playing the titular role of Celestina. Celestina is a former bar singer, and she is married to Cornelio, played by Sid Lucero. This character ni Cornelio is the very same character ni Sid Lucero dun sa Silip sa Apoy na pelikula, who is a drunkard wife beater. The difference is, one, hasyendero si Sid Lucero dito, so may pera ito. So, he's a richer version ng character niya sa Silip sa Apoy. And two, he's actually a good father here. So, makikilala natin dito si Joaquin. Si Joaquin yung anak ni Yen Dorano sa ni Sid Lucero. And really close itong si Joaquin sa kanyang tatay. And they always play with slingshots. And yung parang baril-barilan pa ngayon turing nila sa slingshots, di ba? Yung bes na tirador, baril-barilan. Maliit ang tingin ni Lucero sa asawa niyang si Yen. Tinawag niyang parang pipitsugin lang na manininda ng mangga, and maliit lang yung lote ng bahay. And Yen has also some concerns with Cornelio. Celestina also has concerns with Cornelio. Cornelio is gastador, and he has sold a lot of his inheritance for instant cash. At ang natitira na lang ay yung bahay ni Celestina sa ni Joaquin. So dahil dito nagkaroon ng away, and at nag-iiyakan na itong si Tinay, si Celestina, pero yun, di pa man siya aalis sa poder ni Cornelio. May isang eksena dito, naglalaro si Cornelio sa si Joaquin na antigan damdamin ni Celestina dito. Dito nagkunwari na baril si Cornelio ni Joaquin sa baril-barilan to the performance na very believable. Kala mo na-atake sa puso, di ba? Ayun. Yung mga subtle hints dito, sinabi ni Celestino sa kanyang asawang si Cornelio na mababae siya. She tried to track down Cornelio's infidelity. Nadatnan niya yung karakter ni Aiko Garcia na ni-reveal sa pelikula to na pinsan pala ito ni Cornelio. So they're like having bloodline segs in this movie. By the way, this movie is set in the 1940s at meron akong parang gustong i-discuss tungkol dito eh. So, December of 1940 yung date ng mga nangyari dito. So, we assume the time frame is December of 1940 to 1941 siguro. Ayun. Celestina had enough, and umalis siya sa poder ni Cornelius. Sinama niya si Joaquin. Joaquin na masyadong close sa kanyang tatay, namimiss na yung naglalong na gusto niya makita yung tatay niya. Okay? And sabi nga, nakita kasi ng nanay niyang si Celestina na nambababae itong tatay ni Joaquin. Hindi naman niya masabi kasi musmus pa lang yung bata eh. At pagdating ng panahon, paglaki, maunawaan ba't nila yun ni Celestina si Joaquin sa tatay niya. Pero yung feeling na tiyatago o nilalayo siya sa tatay niya is on a negative impact kay Joaquin, at makakapekto yun sa pag-iisip ng bata. Okay, so naghahanap si Celestina sa si Joaquin ng pelikula. Napadpad sila sa Teatro Mabuhay kung saan ay na-meet nila si Master Empresario Estong. Siya ay nag-propose kay Celestina na magsayaw. At hindi lang ordinaryo sayaw, kundi burlesque. So burlesque is, let me check. Check ko lang yung notes ko, ha. Burlesque is para kay Estong sensing the rhythm inside your body as sensation to interpret in a dance form. Okay. Yan. So si Empresaryong Estong, he is running comedy, burlesque, anything to make a living. And I believe this is normal sa mga ganito. 1940, so this is under Commonwealth America. Okay? At dito nakilala natin si Rosalinda, played by Christine Bermas. So si Christine Bermas, yung karakter niya is some former burlesque dancer na nag-quit kasi nag-asawa siya ng Hapon na si Haruto. Haruto Shippuden or something. I don't know. And dahil dyan, nag-quit na siya mag-burlesque. And ayun, pumayag si Celestina na siya yung maging headliner na burlesque. And she is now dubbed the burlesque queen kasi on the amount of people she can draw in a single show. And we see her montages of Celestina na sumasayaw in her lingerie. Pero may parang she can do a striptease pero hindi yun totally hubot-hubad for the sake of her child. So, nag-upward sila, nagkaroon silang kaibigan, nanunuluyan sila sa nani ni Rosalinda. Ayan. Everything is good. And then, nagkaroon ng first problem dito. After a goodbye sex ni Haruto kay Rosalinda, iniwan ni Haruto si Rosalinda sa Pilipinas at umuwi siyang Japan. Doon pala nalaman na sorry about that, na-disconnect lang yung mic. Doon nalaman na si Haruto ay nakabuntis ng babae, may asawa pa siya na buntis. And he has to go back to Japan. Di niya inuwi si Rosalinda kasi it will complicate things. So, Haruto just basically niloko niya si Rosalinda. And dahil dito, si Rosalinda, akala niya tuloy nagpagamit siya kay Haruto and this caused her to be a drunkard. So, most of the time na si Bermas is on screen as a Rosalinda, she is literally drunk and depressed. Si Celestina naman, she met Leandro, a member of Hook Balahap. Okay? Hook Balahap, ha? Hook Balahap in 1940 to 1941 Philippines. Ewan ko. Let's fact check naman natin, ha? Pamaya. Okay. Leandro na in love, binibigyan siya ng rosas, and they have sex. At dito, nag-question ni Joaquin, may gusto pa rin ba siya kay tatay niya, sa tatay niya, etc. Ayaw banginggan, simpleng away mag-asawa. Okay? So, the fateful night, gusto i-book ni Empresario Estong. Empresario is like a circus or like the head of a theater. Okay? Kung baga sa wrestling, siya yung booker. Okay? So, parang gusto niya i-book sa first anniversary ng teatro. So, this is technically December 1941 kasi first anniversary. Kung nadatnan natin si Celestina tumakas, it's a 1-year time skip. Okay? So, gusto niya si Rosalinda at si Celestina mag one-on-one. Due to the fact na si Celestina ay magaling at si Rosalinda ay lasing, is ended up pretty worse. Parang Sting and Jeff Hardy in Victory Road to 2011. That's how I see it. Yun, sabog si Rosalinda. She is too drunk to perform. And she even remove her bra to expose her bosoms sa madla. Okay. Celestina tries to calm the crowd down through singing, but even that resulted in a plethora of boos from the crowd at she had no choice but to dance again and to remove her top. Fortunately, may nipple tape yung kanyang top, so nipple tape with strings, parang lobo eh, no? Yun. Di ko alam ang tawag doon. Okay. But later on, find out that Rosalinda has heart condition at nandun sa mismong anniversary show si Cornelio ay nanap yung asawa niya para bawiin si Joaquin. So Cornelio and Celestina confronted each other for the first time after a year, and Cornelio wants his son back kasi mabuti siyang naman ama eh. And I can argue that mabuti siyang ama, he's just a terrible husband. And syempre ayaw ni Celestina. Umuwi sa demandahan kasi may kapit si Celestina, si Leandro, and saksakan, muntik na magkasaksakan. Leandro offered Celestina a spot in the hook to act as a spy against the Japanese, kasi daw aatakihin ang Maynila. Other word, aatakihin ang Maynila in December 1941. Tingnan natin. So we got some fact checking here. May Hukbala Hakba in 1941 and Mas Manila Attack in 1941, like that. Okay, so what else do we need to talk about? Ang dami na nangyari. Right. Nanay ni Rosalinda, pinamigay si Joaquin kay Cornelio in exchange for cash in order for Rosalinda to get operated kasi meron siyang heart condition. Celestina demands to see her son again to Cornelio. Cornelio demands na sinabi niya on one condition, kailangan niyang sumuyaw na hubot-hubad sa mga Hapon. And nung sinabi niya mga Hapon, di niya sinabi may mga collaborator dito. May kanu kasi doon eh. So I assume na collaborator yung kanu doon, okay? Collaborators, those are parang makapili, yung mga nakikitulong sa Hapon na Pilipino-Amerikano. Like that. So sumayaw si Celestina doon. She got stripped by yung friend at asawa ng pinsan ni Cornelio na si Masaru. So sidebar, yumaman si Cornelio muli dahil nakikapit siya kay Masaru at inoffer ni Cornelio pinsan niya para mapangasawa ni Masaru san. So dahil dito nagkaroon ng pera. So Hapon yun. Okay? So we see some courtesy sa mga Hapon dito. Nagbabaw sila pero it's December 1941. 'Di ba? Yeah. Okay. There's like gusto ko lang ma-check eh. Gusto ko lang ma-fact check eh. Ayun. Ginawa to ni Celestina. She got molested by Masaru pero hindi tinupad ni Cornelio usapan kasi wala naman daw nakapirma. And she got baited. She got baited really hard. And dahil doon, she hatch a plan to attack wala si Masaru doon eh. So si Cornelio lang sa yung katiwala niya kasama si Joaquin. Kunin si Joaquin back. Nagkaroon ng shootout, stand-up, napatay ni Celestina si Cornelio. And in the same instance na paano nalaglag si Cornelio pag nagbaril-barilan sila ni Joaquin nung simula ng pelikula. Ganon siya nag-fall nung napatay siya ni Celestina. Joaquin now hates Celestina and Joaquin hates Celestina para dinisown na niya yung pagiging anak ni Celestina at nakituloy na lang sa kina Rosalinda, I think. Kasi yung ending, yung epilogue, yun yung nangyari. Celestina agreed to be a spy. Leandro died by Cornelio before Cornelio died. So Celestina, in tribute to Leandro, si Aaron Villaflor yun, si Leandro. Ayun, naging ano siya, spy siya. That's how Celestina the Burlesque Dancer ends. Ang dami nangyari. And I enjoy the movie. Yung mga mature scenes dito, they're very much more longer kaysa sa unang Tikim, pero maikli pa rin. Okay? Maikli pa rin. Like, there are a lot of cuts sa mga mature scenes dito. But they are much sexier and much more aggressive compared sa unang Tikim. And dito nagpapawis sina Bermas, nagpapawis si Dorano, nagpapawis si Aiko. Yun. Unfortunately, it suffers from the same problem ng unang Tikim na kasi sa sinihan to, kailangan limitado lang siguro yung mga mature scene. Okay, so let's fact check. So, Celestina the Burlesque Dancer is set in December 1940 up to December 1941 base kasi sa sinabi na anibersaryo ng teatro na pinagtatrabaho ni Celestina. So, sabi hook balahap si Leandro. May hook balahap na ba noong 1941, founding date. So the Hukbalahap was founded March 29, 1942. So 1 year after the anniversary. So that is parang historical inaccuracy na. Okay? Kasi yun nga sabi sa book, Hukbalahap. And one more thing, sinabi dito at bobombahin ng Maynila. Manila was an open city in 1941. Pero di ko sure kung binomba pa rin. Alam ko may mga reports na binomba pa rin yung Maynila. So it's plausible na tama yon. Pero yung Hukbalahap, itong si Leandro, bago pa magkaroon ng Hukbalahap, that's really false, that's really inaccurate. Sorry, pero binabasa ko lang yung nandito sa Google sa phone ko. Ano pa yung mga inaccuracies dito? The fact na may mga Hapon na before the bombing of Manila sa mga probinsya is ewan ko. It's like a timeline na yung Pearl Harbor bombing nangyari na December 1940 or something. Pero kasi imposible na patupad ng mga Hapon yun eh. Unless na-miss ko na may isa pang time skip at maging 1942 to. Kasi may nabanggit naman na yung mga landlord na kikipag-collaborate sa mga Hapon like that, and nagpapataw yun ng panibagong buwis yung mga gobernador. So that suggests na nag-fall na yung Republic of the Philippines, and that is around Japanese-sponsored republic. Teka lang. The Japanese-sponsored republic was inaugurated in 1943. So nagtagal hanggang 1943 itong istorya. Yeah, very wonky yung World War II timeline dito. Okay? So, if we're going to take this as space value, sinabi kasi na Hukbalahap ito si Leandro bago pa yung anniversaryo eh. So, it's either umalis si December 1940, then 1 year after that, ayun, dun umalis si Celestina. Pero wala kasi pinakita ring pinakita lang the next day na umalis si Celestina sa pamamahay ni Cornelio. And then parang isang taon, sure, pag umalis siya December 1941, yeah, that's possibly dun niya makikilala niyo si Leandro, and the timeline will fit, diba? Tapos impresaryo, so magkakaroon December 1943 yung anniversary. May Japanese sponsored republic na yun. But despite all the historical inaccuracies, ano bang rating natin sa Celestina? Ayan, maganda naman pelikula eh. Medyo lang inconsistent para sa akin. Alam mo yun, wala parang AEW, yung storytelling. The story is good, but the storytelling is not so great. Okay. Where do we go for Celestina? I would respectfully put Celestina. I think it's better than Unang Tikim, quite frankly. It's better than Unang Tikim, pero hindi naman siya more fun stuff level na better. So I'm just going to give Celestina an all-nighter. Pretty fair, pretty balanced na movie naman ito. I've seen parang comments na si Yan Dorano hindi daw magaling umarte. I mean, sa Lechonero sa galing niya. She did a dramatic scene kay Joko Diaz na hindi siya nagsasalita. So, I digress, okay? And my review is really, really long. Tumagal na 20 minutes ang review na to. Just kasi lang sa mga historical inaccuracy. Pero, trinay ko planchain yung timeline. Sige, ayun. Wala na atang Celestina this Sunday unless you want to go to the R18 version, ay R16 version na pinapalabas sa SM, which will cut most of the content. So most likely intay mo na lang sa Viva Max, which is like 3 months from now, doon ipapalabas yung nasa R18. Yan. And who knows, on the revisit of this movie, i-revisit rin naman natin to once ilabas ito sa Viva Max. I can have a second opinion on the show. But until then, Celestina is an all-nighter in the tier list. Yun. This is your boy, God Gamer himself, Harriet, telling you goodbye and good night, bang!